back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. I'm Malari, and in today's video we will be reviewing the third part of the Jimi Hendrix collection by Rock and Roll Beauty. So as mentioned in the last video when we reviewed the Hey Baby palette, I told you guys that we had reviewed one of the palettes from the Jimi Hendrix collection by Rock and Roll Beauty, and they sent us the rest of the collection or more things out of it. I don't think we got the whole thing, but today we'll be reviewing the Jimi Hendrix. This is the limited edition guitar palette. I'm super excited about this one. The packaging is just so cute. I wanted to save this one for last because I just love the packaging so much. This one has my favorite colors in it. You guys know I love a good green. Since the colors in here are so vibrant, we're definitely gonna do two eyeshadow looks today. I am super excited about this one. Like, I was pretty excited about the others, but this one is just like, I'm super excited to see how it performs. So if you're interested in watching me create two eyeshadow looks with this Rock and Roll Beauty Jimi Hendrix guitar palette, please continue to watch. My eyes are pretty light today. I did pack a ton of this Ace Beauty eyeshadow base. We've been using this for a minute. Still a favorite, so we will be continuing to use it until I find something that I like better than this. This palette, actually, I'm like trying to prop it up on my shoulder. This one actually has a lot of good colors in it. I do want to start with this shade right here. This one is called Blast. I think this is going to be really, really pretty. So I'm taking a, this is a Sugar Rush brush. This one is the Goal Getter brush. Phoenix Hush. I'm just gonna start packing this into my crease, bringing it up a little. This shade is gorgeous. This yellow is, it's like a yellowish orange, like mustard. It's definitely true to the pan. The shade, what are we doing? Are we sleeping on Rock and Roll Beauty or what? We definitely are, because hun, that shade is just like, it's beautiful, honestly. Like, this is the best yellow that I feel like, this is one of the best yellows I've seen in a while. Well, it's like mustard. It's one of the best mustard shades that I've seen in a while. This one is just like, love it. Okay, so sorry, I just started moving. I didn't even tell you guys what I'm doing. So now we're gonna go into this shade right here. This one is called Hippie. I do believe we'll be seeing this mustard shade on the other side as well, but let's talk about Hippie. So Hippie is very, very pretty as well. I'm loving that shade. I did put that on with the eyeshadow. This is a, I'm trying to do better about telling you guys what I'm using, but these brushes are like, I've had them for a minute, so I don't really, they don't really have words on them anymore. I wipe them away. So it's just an eyeshadow brush, like a flat eyeshadow brush is what I put that shade Hippie on with. And I'm going back in with that other brush that we put on Blast with and just blending the two together. So far so good on the blend. It's looking phenomenal, giving what it should be giving. Okay, so this look right here, like the shades blended together, this looks pretty good. I'm loving it. So I'm thinking for this side we're going to use the shade right here. This one is called Freak Flag. This one, I don't know why, in my mind I made it say red flag. Freak Flag. Okay, so we're gonna continue to build on the crease with this one, and this is a MORPHE Nyan FF6 brush. Now this shade is not really adding too much to what we've already done. Not to say that it's not a good shade, it's just yeah, it's just not adding too much to what we've already done. It's just what we said. So it's like, it's not much darker than that brown, the Hippie shade was. It's not much darker than that shade Hippie was, so it's not really deepening up it much, but it is definitely changing the way it's looking, and it's actually looking like a sunset type of eye look, and I mean, I'm not mad at it. It looks pretty good. Okay, y'all, so like Phoenix is right here, and she just showed it like below my sleeve, like, girl, you showing too much shoulder. Son, it's supposed to be like that. Don't you think, mother? Okay, so on the other side, we are going to go back into that shade Blast. I am using a different brush this time. This is a MORPHE large shader brush. I mean, it's about the same as the other one was. It's a little bit larger I really love this shade. Like, this shade so far is my favorite, the mustard yellow. It's just so freaking pretty. Okay, so we're gonna go back into that shade Hippie and build on that crease again. Just a little bit. We're not gonna do too much over here because we're gonna add that green on top. We are experiencing some fallout, but honestly, it really doesn't even matter because the colors on here are just, I mean, seriously. Rock and Roll Beauty is a favorite here. It's a new fave. We love it. So now we're gonna go into this shade right here. This is Groovy. And this is a Moda Pro brush, a BMX 420 detail brush. Oh my, this shit, my goodness. She was swinging, didn't she? I was not expecting this from that shade. I don't know what I was thinking was gonna happen, but I was not expecting so much. But come on. I was not expecting as much pigment as what came out of it. Like, that was a lot. Let's try to blend that out. Oh my, like, I really like the shade. It was just more than I was ready for. She's a fallout queen at this point, but she is lovely. That is beautiful. Okay, so far we've used Blast, Hippie, Freak Flag, and Groovy. These shades so far so good. I'm in love, especially with Groovy. This one, the color on this shade, the pigment is beautiful, as well as Blast. I think Blast is my absolute favorite out of the palette so far. I do believe we are going to try to use Bent on this eye to try to darken it up more because this one came out so dark, darker than what I was expecting, which I don't know why I expected anything lighter. This shade is obviously pretty dark. So now we're taking the shade Bent. I am using that Morphe Nyan FF6 just because I don't want to try to find another brush that looks like this. It's gonna take a minute. I'm mixing the two together to try to darken it up, but try to keep that pigment. One thing I will say about this palette so far is that this one just doesn't seem to want to blend really well. And I mean, I would have loved it if there was a darker shade in here, like a true dark shade, because this one Bent is just really not, it's not giving what I needed to give. Like, it's coming off pretty ashy actually. So far that's, I don't really like that shade. So yeah, Bent has been bent out of shape. Wow. We could have kept that one. We could have kept that joke. We could have kept it. Sorry guys, cringe, ew, cringe alert. Now I'm gonna go ahead and cut out my crease on both sides so that we can use those shimmers. I'm gonna try to pack as many of those shimmers on my lid as I can. So we're gonna try to do a full cut crease today. I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera and then I'll come back and we'll play with those shimmers. Okay, so now that the crease is cut, and I cut it in a way to where the eyes kind of look similar, but you know, different. So we're gonna use electric on this side first. On this side, we're gonna go into this one right here. And wow, that is pretty shimmery. That is glowing. I feel like the camera's not doing it justice for real. That is a gorgeous shade. Now we're gonna go into Experience right here. This is a Miss Glam eyeshadow brush in N15. Oh yes, yeah. Okay, so yes, this orange is giving. That is looking so, that orange is looking so good. So good. So let me clean off this brush because I want to use this one again. This one worked out really well for the first eye. So let me clean this off really quickly. Okay, so now we're going to go into this one right here. This one is called Amped. And then we're going to go into Psychedelic next. This shade is like a frosty blue almost. Frosty bluish green. It's beautiful. So now I'm going to go into that green shimmer, that Psychedelic. So Psychedelic is nice, but I really like the The first shade Amped, I just can't get enough. So now I'm gonna go into Groovy for that outer corner on this side. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, but with that that shade Freak Flag. Let's try to bring some of that pigment back. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and clean off all this fallout, add some liner lashes, and then we'll come back and use a few more things and I'll give you my final thoughts. So both eyes are definitely a look, especially with the lashes on. Yes. So we are gonna do some under eye stuff. We are just gonna take this shade. We're gonna give Bent another chance, see what it does. We're gonna put this on this is a FF5 brush by MORPHE and IN. Just gonna, ooh. I'm trying to put that underneath. We're seeing a little bit more from it, but not much. So I'm just gonna say that this shade Bent is just like the dud of all of it. It's just like it's not moving me in any direction. All right, you guys, so this is the final look with the palette. Honestly, I would have to say out of the three, I feel like this one is probably my fave. The shades are just gorgeous. So if you missed any of the other palette reviews, I will link them down in the description box below, of course. Last video we did the Hey Baby. The first one was the purple Haze, and of course the guitar palette. Rock and Roll Beauty is definitely something that I would be purchasing again and again. We did find this on Ulta Beauty, but of course they have a website as well. So I will link all of that in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks again, Rock and Roll Beauty, for sending us this collection. And if you guys have not already, make sure that you're subscribed, like this video, and you will see my face in the next one.